It's March, and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, death and taxes, and a whole lot more. Coming up next on the Library Roadshow. Welcome to the March edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. For decades, the library has been blessed to have community partnerships with VITA's Volunteer Income Tax Assistant and the AARP Tax Aid programs. We blasted the filing season wide open at Super Tax Day in February, but if you didn't make that terrific event, don't worry, there are lots of options. Volunteers are scheduled at 8 different library locations during March and April to help you fill out your forms. But if those times aren't convenient, you can even call 211 to schedule an appointment through our good friends at the Capital Area United Way. See the library's newsletter, The Source, for details. Also in this month's issue of The Source, you'll find event listings for a number of career and job-related programs, as well as information about a 7-week course for amateur radio enthusiasts and a special program featuring local artist Henry Watson. You might have seen his 3D creations made from aged cypress wood in local museums and galleries. The online version of The Source is available right there on the library's homepage, www.ebrpl.com. Check it out.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
We're constantly enhancing our existing digital resources, as well as looking for new tools and platforms that would benefit our patrons. And one of the staples of our online learning databases has recently upped its game. Adam St. Pierre joins me now to explain in the digital download.
Do you need to take an entrance exam or a test for a job? Maybe you're looking to match your skills to a career, or even just get a bit better at math. Well, the library has a digital resource for you in Learning Express. Learning Express has so much to offer in just one place. So if you're looking to take the ASVAB, the SAT, the ACT, the PSAT, the AP exam, the GRE, the GMAT, or the LSAT, Learning Express has got you covered. And now Learning Express, besides having academic skill building for every age level, has a job and career accelerator to get any age lined up with a career path. The Job and Career Accelerator will help you create that competitive resume, assess your interests and skills, and match you with an occupation. And it's all available at the low, low price of free. To check out Learning Express, head over to the digital library page at ebrpl.com.
Thanks, Adam. The library has a long history with Learning Express, and this new Job and Career Accelerator could not have come at a better time. This is a great tool to help those who are in transition right now. And don't forget, the folks at the library's Career Center are ready to assist too. They're offering a number of programs such as how to succeed at job fairs, how to organize for an efficient job search, and info about staffing agencies. They even host the Job Club networking group. Visit careercenterbr.com to find out more. Let's shift gears and check in with Kayla Perkins reporting in from Beyond the Stacks.
We've been telling you for a while now that the 2019 One Book, One Community series is coming. And well, now it's officially here. We kicked off the celebration with a party at the main library on Goodwood.
Who let the dogs out? We did here at the main library at Goodwood for the One Book, One Community celebration of The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Let's check it out.
I'm Jessica McDaniel. I'm Community Programming Librarian here at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library. We're at the main library at Goodwood. We're getting ready to kick off our One Book, One Community program with an after-hours party. So here at the kickoff party, it's a way to celebrate the book in style. We have food, we have meat pies and scones, we have tea, we have root beer. We also have live music. Street violinists Waylon and Anna have come and are gracing us with their presence. Really talented people. We have local organizations coming that have to do with the Sherlock universe and with the book. We have Cause and Companion Animal Alliance. We have Opioid Prevention Alliance for Ladies and Girls, OPAL. We also have the LSU Hill Memorial Library, who have their own special collection of Sherlock Holmes memorabilia. We have Capital Area Beekeepers Association, and even the dogs are welcome. It's a party for everyone.
Take a guess. What could have happened to someone? Why would we want to know what happened to someone?
One Book, One Community is an opportunity to use one book as a platform for community engagement, to celebrate literacy, and to start conversations and make sure everybody's on the same page. Well, The Hound of the Baskervilles is a Sherlock Holmes mystery. I love Sherlock Holmes, and a lot of people do. For the last 100 years, he's been just such a big part of our culture. The book is about a family who are in desperate need of help, so they come to Sherlock. Their family members are being picked off one by one, and they blame it on their family curse, the Hound of the Baskervilles. It's great. It's got intrigue, it's got mystery, and for a while you think Sherlock is not even involved. John Watson's solving the case, but Sherlock comes back and he starts to discover that is it really a ghost? Is it really some kind of supernatural element, or is it something else? If you want to get involved with One Book, One Community, visit readonebook.org. You can also come to our website, ebrpl.com, or call or visit any of our 14 EBRPL locations, and we'll tell you all about how you can join in on the fun.
Now it's your turn to release the hounds. For more One Book, One Community information, go to readonebook.org. To find out what's coming up next, pick up a copy of our monthly newsletter, The Source, or visit us online at www.ebrpl.com.
Thanks, Kayla. It was a great kickoff, a marvelous cross-section of the community, just as it should be. I really like the variety of activities, and it was nice to see so many families of readers participating. And we really appreciate all of our partners for their support and presence. The library's Friends group, patrons of the public library, made sure that no one left without sampling a delicious meat pie or scone. And volunteers from Forum 35 not only helped set up and run the event, but they also help with promotion. Trivia Night at the Londoner is next on their agenda. The library has so many programs for every age lined up that we had to list them at www.readonebook.org. Stay right there. After the break, Jennifer Torkula joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
I'm Zoe Kravitz from Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Books are magical, and reading can transform your life. Libraries make sure people of all backgrounds can experience the wonder of literature through literacy programs and access to media. Spread the magic by supporting your library.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Do you wonder how your family landed here? Do you really know your family roots? Discover more about your family history at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library Genealogy Department. East Baton Rouge Parish Library. Become a member and discover more.
You're watching the March edition of the Library Roadshow, everything you need to know about your local library system. Now, you know we like to keep things moving at the library, but for the One Book, One Community series, we pull out all the stops. And since we've now successfully kicked it off, it's time to knuckle down on all the other events and activities planned around our featured book, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Jennifer Torkula of our Teen Services Programming Division joins me now to kind of help me relay this big series.
Giant series.
That's right. And we have things for every age and interest because Sherlock was interested in everything, wasn't he?
Yes, so should we. So we have everything from children's to teens, 20-somethings, and adults. A variety of programs.
And we're covering everything from dogs and bees and violins and opioid addiction.
Yes.
But also everything related to crime, DNA, family trees.
Fingerprinting.
Oh, I love it. And crime scene investigation. You have a lot to do with the Microcon that's coming up.
Yes. So we're going to have the Microcon on April 27th. It's going to be an all-day event full of comics and inclusivity. That is the best thing about Microcon. And one of the big features for our Microcon this year, because of One Book, One Community, is one of the creators of Watson and Holmes, which is a Black Sherlock and Watson set in Harlem.
In modern day times.
Yes, in modern day times, is going to be here to discuss.
So Lady Sherlock is studying Scarlet Women, and Watson and Holmes is studying Black. So we're hitting those bases here.
Yes.
And there's so many wonderful book series where you've got a Sherlockian and Watson kind of figure from Japan or China or America or even other countries and other time periods. And there's even some science fiction out there.
Yes.
So I'm really happy about the way you can go with the reading. Now we're going to have some discussion groups too.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be talking about all the different iterations of Sherlock and talking extensively about the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Sure. Now, and it's not like school.
No.
It's not like when y'all go out to the classroom and help people. There's no grades.
No.
So every opinion
Which is a
good.
great thing.
That's right. It's all fun. Now, since you work mostly with the teens, I know y'all have got some really fun things planned.
Oh yes, we've got some escape rooms planned, which is my favorite thing. So it's going to be a big sort of mystery event where they have to solve clues to open boxes to get to that final clue to get out of the room. But can they do it in time? That's going to be
all right.
the thing.
The clock is ticking.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing that for teens, and the children's room is getting in on the action, and they're scaling it down for on a child level.
Yes.
And then we have some for the older crowd too.
Of course.
But of course, movies, some crafts, so many ways to go with the crafts.
I'm most excited about tea times, though.
Okay, tell me about that.
So we're going to have several tea times at different branches. The first one is on March 9th at the main library, and it is going to be a steampunk tea time.
Okay, so get those clocks and gears going, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Come in costume.
Yes, please.
I would like to see some bustles and a lot of gears, a lot of brass, and the Steampunk Society is going to have a presence there, and our friends from Red Stick Spice is going to be taking care of the liquid refreshments.
Yes, which is fantastic. They have amazing tea.
Yeah, so again, the whole point is to kind of run the gamut, give you an entree point into the book through what you're interested in. We'll even have the Beekeepers Association came to the kickoff, and Betty Miley is going to do something about bees in your garden, which is so important agriculturally and just for the love of flowers. You need your bees, and I particularly enjoy the honey. So we have all kinds of things. The All Paws on Deck will be our final event where the dogs will take over the library. They do, the cancer patient survivor dogs do a parade. We have all kinds of vendors that talk about care of animals, and there's generally some adoptions going on. And it's not just dogs. We've had rabbits, we've had cats. There is a kitty fashion show. So we have a good time.
Yes.
And again, it's all part of our effort to draw attention to the book and create a sense of engagement here at the library. Well, thanks, Jennifer, and thank you for helping keep it all running so smoothly because there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me.
After this break, Bessie Sinnette. Plus, we have book reviews with DeAndrew, one of our youngest library patrons. All that and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow.
I'm Zoe Kravitz from Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Books are magical, and reading can transform your life. Libraries make sure people of all backgrounds can experience the wonder of literature through literacy programs and access to media. Spread the magic by supporting your library.
Welcome back to the March edition of the Library Roadshow. Bessie Sinnett has published her first book, Cutting the Clouds, a Bayou Mystic's Poems, Musings, and Imaginings, an autobiographical collection of poems and essays about the life and culture of her Bayou upbringing and the spirituality that informs her traditional healing gifts. Bessie joins me now by phone to discuss her book. Miss Bessie, how did you get your start as an author?
Writing is a calling from a deeper place that my undisciplined mind can't fathom. I cherish life, so I pay attention to it. My writing has spiritual overtones because I believe that spirit is the biggest part of creation. There is more mystery in the unseen, and it delights me to explore things that can't be understood with intellect alone. I know that a part of me loves the theatrics of the spoken word, but most of my joy comes from the satisfaction of completion.
Did you have a specific purpose or passion that drove your writing?
In my first published book, Cutting the Clouds, a Bayou Mystic's Poems, Musings, and Imaginings, I set out to pay homage to my mother. Some may have described her life as unremarkable, but I witnessed a richness in her experiences that influenced my life in a remarkable way.
How long did this book take you to write?
The writing of this book took 7 years and 3 more to produce. 10 years seems like a long time, but it was a labor of love. It is filled with images both poetic and artistic that give testimony to the many mysteries of a life well lived.
Would you share a little of your book with me and our viewers?
This is an excerpt from the introduction to Chapter 1. Quote, "The mystery of this sojourn is still unfolding. It is not an expedition of ever larger concentric circles gathered around each other like nesting dolls, but an ever-expanding spiral within which I return to each of life's revelations with greater wisdom as experience informs it."
What's next for you, and how can folks stay in touch with you?
My next project is a chapbook of poems and vignettes about Louisiana life. I hope to have it published this year, but I trust that divine right timing will determine that. My editor, Claire L. Martin, and I will be reading together at Maple Leaf in New Orleans on May 20th. And I will be a featured poet in the May issue of her online poetry magazine, Mockinghart Review.
Remember that the library has great tools for local authors. In addition to all the great books for authors, Gale Courses and Lynda.com offer online learning classes gearing towards publishing, while Pressbooks helps you create and professionally format your new book. Selfie helps you publish it online, and BiblioBoard offers access to community-created content and other local self-published books. It's now time in the show where we like to visit with our younger patrons and find out what they're reading at the library.
Hi, my name is DeAngel, and my favorite book is The Jungle Book. It's about animals talking and moving. While still a young boy, he and his sister were sent back to England. forced and unhappy stay with a foster family, and then for a more cheerful time at boarding school. My mom and aunt bring me to the library. When I come to the library, I like to pick out movies.
Thanks, DeAndrew. Read all you want. There's plenty more where that came from. Stay right there. You're watching the Library Roadshow.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Hey, I'm Constance Wu. Did you know that Crazy Rich Asians was a book before it became a movie? You can still find books at the library, but libraries have so much more, including educational programs for families and opportunities for community engagement and professional development. So visit your library today.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Hello, my name is Emily Ward, and I'm the digital archivist here at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library. We are located in Special Collections Department on the second floor of the main library on Goodwood, where history comes alive. The East Baton Rouge Parish Library recently received the honor of being named as an affiliate library of FamilySearch.org and the Family History Library in Salt Lake City. This status allows our patrons to search hundreds of millions of records that are not available anywhere else. To do this, you first need to open a free membership with FamilySearch.org. Next, you need to come to any of the library's 14 locations and either use our computers or bring your own and connect to our free Wi-Fi. Among the records that are now available are photographs of original Louisiana records that include both land sales and marriages for many parishes. If you have roots here in Louisiana, it is now possible to extend your searches without having to visit remote courthouses. Many of these new records have not been indexed, which means they cannot be searched simply by typing in the name. However, FamilySearch lets you easily narrow down your search by geographic location and time period, which greatly reduces the guesswork. With FamilySearch and a little patience, I was able to trace my Dutch ancestry back 4 more generations, taking me into the 1600s and the colony of Batavia in the Dutch East Indies. Who knows what discoveries await you? To find out more, we invite you to call us at 225-231-3751 or come by the Genealogy Reading Room in the Special Collections Department on the second floor of the main library on Goodwood, where history comes alive.
You're watching the March edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. We are truly thrilled to be an affiliate of FamilySearch. This amazing resource offers such depth and breadth. It really opens up the possibilities. There are millions upon millions of records there waiting to be discovered. But as with any other genealogical tool, I really recommend that you start your search with the staff. It's all available at the main library on Goodwood, and it's all free with your East Baton Rouge Parish Library card.
Pride Cheneyville is located in the rural north of East Baton Rouge Parish. It's a small community with the library at its social center. The Pride Cheneyville Branch Library hosts lots of programming for their community. One such program is called Crafting for a Cause.
I'm Lyndon Langberg. I work at the Pride Cheneyville Branch Library. I'm a head of circulation Tech 3. We are, for no better name, we call ourselves Crafting for a Cause. We started about somewhere around 10 years ago with just 2 ladies, and they were learning how to crochet, and they made hats and gave them to all their family and decided that their family members started frowning at them, and they said, we have got to figure out some place to give these hats away because our family doesn't want any more hats. And so we located charitable organizations that were interested in homemade things. And our first place that we donated to was the Battered Women's Shelter in Baton Rouge. And we try to keep it as local as possible to serve the people in this community. We adopt families at Christmas time from the area. We go out to the War Veterans Home and take things to them. We have one charity that we deal with that is not necessarily local. It's in Nepal, India. And the reason we did that was because the doctor who runs the hospital there is from this area. And she walked into the library one day as the pile of hats was overwhelming me. And I looked at her and I said, Deanna, do you need hats in Nepal? And she said, yes, please. And so we have been donating hats to her hospital in Nepal for about 4 or 5 years now.
We just pick up and come like we are. We don't have to dress up or get pretty or whatever, but everybody does their own thing. We do some personal crafts, but most of it is given away to the different groups, pregnancy places, nursing homes, war vet homes, different things like that.
If you'd like to join us for Crafting for a Cause, we meet every Thursday at 1 o'clock, and we're very user-friendly. If you knit or you do needlepoint or counted cross stitch, any craft, or if you just want to get out of the house and meet with some like-minded people, we're here to talk and to share and to fellowship.
When was the last time you visited your local branch library? Why not stop by this week? You'll find all the services and resources you'd expect, plus programming relevant to your local community.
We love seeing what these local makers have created. There's love and compassion every step of the way. And now for today's contest, visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/EBRPL. I think we still have room for a few more photos of Sherlock hounds. Whether your furry friend wears a cape, smokes a pipe, or sports a deerstalker hat, or simply likes to read, we want to see. So share. That's facebook.com/EBRPL. And while you're there, enjoy. We are not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in April? The fabulous Lisa Wingate, that's who, with a little Game of Thrones on the side.
And coming up next month, I'll share another digital resource with you.
Tune in next month and I'll take you to the Victorian Steampunk Tea featuring the Red Stick Spice Company.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.
And that's how I roll.